Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm here with Jonathan Barry and Jabron Graham. They're here to represent Penobscot Theater's latest play, Peter and the Starcatcher. Guys, thank you for coming in this morning.
You bet. Thank you.
And Jabron, this is your first time doing a play with Penobscot Theater for how many years did you say?
It's been 12 years since I've been on the Opera House stage.
Awesome. Yeah. What brought you back to this play specifically?
Well, I've been trying to find some time for the things that I love again.
Awesome.
I own a bookstore downtown, and so that takes up a lot of my time, but getting back into theater has been a joy.
Awesome. And what's this play like? Can you explain the plot? Is it like Peter Pan?
I can try. Yeah, it's actually based on a novel by Rick Ellis, right? David Barry and
Ridley Pearson.
And Ridley Pearson, right? The adaptation is by Rick Ellis, and it tells the story of how some iconic characters from the Peter Pan franchise became who we know them to be. So it works a little bit like a prequel, nice. And I think that it's incredibly clever about we know how Peter Pan, what our iconic image of him is.
Right.
How does he get that way? How did he grow from a nameless orphan boy into the Peter Pan that we all know and love?
That's a great story for everyone. I mean, we use Peter Pan syndrome as kind of an adjective, just in English language.
Yeah.
So it's a great way to explain how did he get to be that way.
Yeah.
I mean, and something I really wanted to ask you, this set must be it kind of must have been hard to put together, correct? What's that process been like for you guys of putting together a set, as you're the artistic director?
Sure.
I'm sure you'd know especially.
Yeah, I think that this play in particular is it really embraces theatrical magic and really embraces all the work is being done by the actors.
Oh,
it's
wow.
a lot of work.
Gotcha.
So you see everything that's happening. So it's fully art, and it's a wind machine, and they're playing instruments, and they're really creating the space. So we really you get to see the back wall of the Penobscot Theater, which is a remarkable old opera house.
Yeah.
You get to see all the fly rails, and then they built sort of a playground or a jungle gym for these actors to create all the things they have to create. A hurricane on stage, 2 ships, right? It's
a hurricane on stage. That's something you have to see to believe, I'm sure, because I can't really imagine how that works, but that's exciting. And the music must play into it.
Yeah, do you play anything?
I don't really play any instruments, but I help make some of the sounds and animate some of the set a bit. It's a lot of fun. It's going to be breathtaking for the audience to see it all in action.
Yeah. And I didn't even ask, what role are you playing in the play?
So I play an old salty sailor named Alf.
Awesome.
Yeah,
got the beard for it.
Yeah, I've been growing the beard out for it.
Nice.
But almost all the cast also takes on a lot of different roles throughout the whole show. So, especially during the first act, it's pretty intense. We're almost always on stage doing something.
Cool. Yeah. Is this family friendly? Is it for all ages?
Oh my gosh, it absolutely is, and it tells, I think, a story about hope and belief and how we need that support of family and how we seek that out. And for me, I think that there's a lot of real wonder and magic. So if you've been maybe out of the experience of going into the live theater for a little bit, it's a really, really great reintroduction to what can happen, the magic that can happen in the dark in the theater.
And on that same grain of maybe out of experience for it, I did see online there's a couple options for people who want to be masked, and everyone should be masked in the audience, correct?
Right. We are doing, I think, 2 different masked performances where masks are required. And that's really a recognition, hearing from our audience that some people are still sort of managing their own comfort levels. And particularly when you have young families, and if anyone is potentially sort of immunocompromised, we really wanted to give an option for accessibility in this situation. Awesome. So our general policy is it's mask optional, but on those 2 specific days, and you can look online for when that actually occurs, but 2 specific days where we do have mask required performances just to keep everybody safe and provide an accessibility option.
Cool. Yeah, I'd love to hear there's options. And I mean, you can get that information and tickets on penobscottheater.org.
Penobscottheater.org, that's it.
Awesome. Yep, and we'll post this interview online and we'll hyperlink that in the story. So guys, thank you very much for joining us today. And this premieres on December 1st?
We start performances on December 1st, and then the actual opening is December 3rd. Yep.
Awesome. Perfect for the holidays. Thank you, guys. We'll throw it over to Conrad Sapinski for our full weather forecast.